I mentioned the environment. We are what we are based on what else is happening around us, what we're responding to. And very specifically, there's the question of orienting. What makes the metaphor of the sunflower mind so dramatic is that the metaphor is about the sunflower being really directly oriented toward the sun, and so oriented toward the sun that it follows it. So orienting is something that we all have, that all life form have, not just human beings, animals, but plants. Regular plants, not just the sunflower, tend to orient toward where there is light. So that's why they go up. And you notice when a tree or a plant is in a place where there is some shade, they grow into all kinds of weird and contorted shapes in order to reach the place where they can see the light. So the sunflower is simply the more dramatic one, because it's not just in general that it's orienting toward the light, and the direction it has is the net result of where it's orienting most of the day. But the sunflower is orienting moment by moment. And if there is one thing that's really powerful in the image of the sunflower, it's that capacity for orienting. Now, orienting is not just something that is, oh, by the way, I happen to have part of my attention somewhere. The orienting is like a total organism response. It's a reorganization of the organism in such a way that it is facing a given situation. So, obviously, if you are in a situation where there's no threat, no reward, it's a really very, not very stimulating situation. You don't need to face just one situation. You can have your mind wander. You can go from one place to the other. But the more of an urgency there is, either because there is a clear and present danger, or there is a very clear reward, something that you need that's at stake, one way or another, then your whole organism is going to tend to focus and orient toward either the reward, something that you really want, or toward the threat, either orienting toward it in the sense of fighting, or running away from it in the sense of flight. But even flight is really very much of an orientation based on what that situation is, what that threat is. So the thing that is very dramatic about the image of the sunflower mind is that the orientation keeps shifting depending on where the sun is. And what this metaphor is about in terms of our consciousness is how we reorganize our whole being based on the situation, based on how we perceive the situation. Attraction or moving away from. Reward or threat. But one way or another, we perceive it, and the more intense it is, the more we reorganize that way.